Welcome to TE Live Ostrobothnia. You are in the right place if you want to know more about Business Lead, the multi-level development program by Hanken SSE Executive Education. In this broadcast, we will go through the goals of the program, who should join, what the structure and content of the program is, and what the participation details are here in Vaasa. TE Live is an interactive broadcast, so that means you can join the discussion through the chat function in the corner of the live stream. Send your questions and comments about the Business Lead program to us and we will go through them later in the broadcast and in writing after the broadcast. We also have our local international TE services specialist Anna answering your questions in the chat. For the broadcast, I have the pleasure to welcome Director of Design and Delivery Pernilla Gripenberg and Project Manager Åsa Hämäläinen from Hanken SSE Executive Education as my guests. But first, let's start by visiting the Hanken School of Economics here in Vaasa. I had the pleasure to interview two former participants, Marie and Mai, who had successfully completed the program last year. During this broadcast, you will meet them several times, but first, let's get to know their background and what made them apply to the program. And after the video, we will continue here in the studio with my first guest, so stay tuned.
To make a long story short, I just moved in Finland at the time in July 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. I was going through my integration program. I was also looking for opportunities, employment opportunities, study opportunities, and the idea was that I would take whatever comes in first. So the Business Lead came in, I registered. I went through the selection process, I got accepted, and then the rest is history. I got a 3 months internship, like many applicants. And here I am today, still employed in the same company that I used to do my internship.
I graduated in 2020 as holding a BBA degree from Vaasa University Applied Sciences. And after that, I was looking for an opportunity to reinforce my knowledge and business skill and also the vocabulary. What do I need to focus and upgrade to collaborate better with the future stakeholders? And also, I was looking for the opportunity also that helped me to be more intentional in my work and my life goals, and also setting the navigations for my career journey. And that's it, Business Lead just come in.
And welcome to the broadcast all the way from Helsinki, Director of Design and Delivery Pernilla Gripenberg. Pernilla, the need for the program emerged during the 2015 European migrant crisis when thousands of refugees and migrants arrived in Finland. What was the original goal for the program and has it changed since that?
Well, the goal was really that we saw that there's a lot of waste of talent. People are sitting in reception centers and not getting integrated and getting a job and being able to provide for themselves. So our goal with the program from the very beginning was a kind of fast track to integration and getting a job, and perhaps not going the traditional way of first learning Finnish for 5 years and then getting a job, but really getting into the business and job market pretty fast. And what we did was kind of a micro MBA, so kind of business related topics in the program, as that is what we do. We are a business school, but in a sense, the the goal has changed a little bit because we have learned to focus more on job searching skills, which wasn't kind of maybe there so much in the beginning, but that has come as an addition to the goal. But the real like main goal is still the same, like fast track integration and fast route into the job market and working life.
Well, who should apply to the program then? What kind of background is expected from the participants?
Well, as it is a kind of this kind of a micro MBA program with different business related content, it's not necessary to have a business degree, but it's for anybody who has kind of a higher education, like a bachelor degree in different subjects. It can be journalism, it can be engineering. We have had people who are psychologists, who are even doctors in some senses have been through the program. So a variety of content or knowledge or educational background. But what we require is some level of educational background and also some experience of working life, as we are kind of then looking for more kind of office related or these kind of work in the internships that we have. So yeah, you want me to specify something more?
Well, maybe perhaps if someone is doing their bachelor's degree but isn't finished yet, is that still okay to apply? You mentioned that there are even someone who has a doctorate degree, so that is a huge gap there in terms of academic knowledge.
But then on the other hand, the content is like quite basic. So we start from scratch with the kind of business content. So we have you learn to be basic business framework, like in strategy or in sales or in marketing, and so in that sense it doesn't matter, as we start from the beginning, and then we have some people who are very advanced in one area, like in accounting or something like that. Then we just hope that these people who have the experience and the knowledge, they can share with the group and be part of the expertise in the room. But yeah, if you are perhaps at the end of your bachelor studies, it's fine. But if you just started, I don't think that would be very like advisable.
Well, thank you. Well, what kind of concrete tools are to function in a Finnish business environment are given to the participants during their studies in the program?
So we start quite from basic things, as we had people coming to the first program and still to the program from very different nationalities, from very different parts of the world. So I think one of those major things is to learn how Finnish business life is working, what is the business culture, but then also very basic things around what are your rights and obligations as an employee in Finland? Like, what are those basic things that you need to be aware of? How do you negotiate your work contract, different types of contracts and different things? And how does taxation work, for example? I think that's quite basic things that you need to learn, that how does it function here to be an employee. But then in terms of business, we are looking at basic business frameworks, like in strategy, what kind of frameworks are they? How do you talk about strategy? What is it? Entrepreneurial models, if you want to go into having your own business, very basic. There are many other programs around entrepreneurship, but we have like a piece of that. How to understand Finnish market and Finnish consumers, like what are those things that you need if you want to market something? What does it mean? Basic business acumen skills. So how do you evaluate a company in terms of financials? What else? Sales. How do you sell? Kind of basic frameworks. So kind of typical topics that you find in a business school, but from a very, very like basic level, so that and we have like pre-material so that everybody gets the same kind of to the same level before we enter the classroom, so that we then can have more discussions around this and what they mean. And of course, the participants create part of the content as they come from very different backgrounds and have different experiences. So they help and share their knowledge in the program.
Sounds good. Well, let's talk about integration. This is essentially an integration program, and the participants come from various backgrounds, like we heard in the video. Marie moved here 2020, and Mai had already lived here for several years and studied in Finland. So in that sense, the level of integration is also very diverse. Is there some expectation as to how integrated one should be?
Well, one thing that has been my major learning point during the program that we have been running here in Helsinki and in Vaasa already for many, many years is that integration is a process. There's no end point. You cannot become like a total 100% Finn who is born here, because you aren't. So integration is really a process, and you decide yourself how integrated you want to be. And we have had many discussions with participants that do you need to learn to speak Finnish, for example? And no. But if you want to be integrated, you might want to learn the language of the country you are living in, so that you can follow the news, so that you can speak with the parents and teachers of your children's friends and in the schools and kind of being integrated. But it's essentially a choice that you make. There's no right or wrong, like how much would you need to know or what is the level you want to achieve. But it's a process, and that's a choice to make then. That do I want to be part of this culture, or do I want to be a little bit on the side? So, but it's a process, and it continues, I guess, throughout life if you are moving into another country. So, but we spend a lot of time actually talking about culture and cultural differences and what it means around the integration. And then it's a lot about the mindset also, like what is your mindset? Where do you want to be and how do you want to achieve that? And actually, when you asked about the tools, that it's not only about tools in the content of the program, but it's very much also about the mindset and how do you kind of how do you sell yourself? How do you bring out your unique experience and knowledge to the Finnish employers, as you are not competing in the same way as with Finnish equivalent with the same educational and experience background. So we need to work with what is unique to each participant, what can they bring in terms of their diversity and diverse experience and diverse cultural background, because that adds to what the companies get.
Thank you. That was a great answer. Well, lastly, can you give us an example of what success stories the program has brought to the participants and the organizations that have taken part in previous Business Lead programs?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's very interesting to note that in the beginning we had very many companies who volunteered to have to take interns, and they came from a kind of helping position, that they wanted to help, and then they learned when they had these wonderful talents in their companies that, okay, we're actually gaining something here. It's not only about helping, it's really about like an exchange. And we have had really successful stories, and like one of those, was it Mai or Marie who said that still working in the company? Well, not everybody still works in the company where they were on the internship, but we have had these success stories when people have been able to stay on, for example, in Fortum and in UPM, so what, like our biggest companies in Finland. international companies and have managed to develop new businesses, open up doors to new markets in the Middle East, for example, and things like that. So huge success stories in a way from some of the participants who have been going through the program.
Thank you so much, Pernilla. Thank you for being a part of the broadcast. And if you want to send your questions or comments to Pernilla, she will continue to answer them in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now let's go for another visit in Hanken. Marie and Mai will share to you the best parts of the program, but also what was the most challenging part of the program. And after the video, project manager Åsa Hämäläinen will join me here in the studio. See you in a bit.
The best part about the program was the fact that there was a 3-month internship provided, and this was provided or found by the program coordinators. And what I liked about it is that we were paired to a company based on our skills, competences, or future aspirations. And of course, I met other internationals like myself. The lecturers were great, and through the internship I managed to get an idea of the Finnish working life. I guess we were all doing good, myself and the company I worked for, because I am still employed in the same company.
The best part of Business Lead was that I got an opportunity to explore my interest about the future aspiration. What do I want to do in my career? And also, like Marie mentioned, based on the interest, the coordinator matched it really well is the company, and it's also where I'm currently working at the moment at Wärtsilä. Back to the Business Lead program in 2021, what do you think that was the most challenging aspect in the program back then?
For me personally, and I think for many of us that was in the program, it was the fact that it was online. It was in the middle of the pandemic and we had to do it online. I like physical interaction, so it was a bit challenging for me to do everything online and not meet my classmates and the teachers, but here we are, we made it still. What not shocked, but perhaps surprised me is that if you come to your workplace for the first day and your supervisor introduces you around, don't be surprised if people tell you that very happy to meet you with not so happy face. You know, it's okay. They don't hate you, but it's just like that. I also found that the Finnish working culture is slow compared to my temperament and where I'm from. But this is what makes Finland successful, because it evolves on a very steady and thoughtful process and not just a rush decision.
What surprised me the most in Finnish working life is the power of distance. It's really low compared to the country where I'm from. So in Finnish companies, you can just sit and talk to your managers or even the managers of the manager and just be yourself at work. Because of the low distance culture, they also give the opportunities for us to try new things. They always really supporting, and they always say that, Mai, I'm behind you to back you up. Go ahead with your new idea, and if something went wrong, it's okay. We try new things, because that's the only thing that we can doing some improvement.
Welcome back and welcome to the studio, Åsa Hämäläinen. So great to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, you work as the project manager for the program here in Vaasa. Let's talk about the content and structure of the program in more detail. In the previous video, Marie and Mai said that that the most challenging aspect of the program was that it was all online due to the pandemic. The program combines live classroom studies as well as distance studies and an online learning environment. So how much time will be spent live on the Hanken campus, and how much is dedicated to the distance studies?
Yes, we have divided the program in 5 modules, and totally there will be 15 live days. And each module have 2 or 3 live days, and then the rest will be self study or yeah.
Well, that's great to hear, and hopefully they will be able to participate a lot. Well, let's go more to the program content. Please give a few examples. What are the participants literally studying when they are there? I know Pernilla explained a little bit, but maybe in more detail.
Yeah. As Pernilla also mentioned, there will be pre-studying before each module. The students will receive some pre-studying. And we will start with business culture. And as also Mai mentioned here in the video, the business culture can be quite different from what they are used to from their home countries. So I think that's a very, very important aspect for the participants that we start from that. And labor law will also be one day with labor law. We will go to the business strategy, what kind of business forms and taxation there is here in Finland, and also self-leadership, how to set goals for yourself, the time management and this kind of things. We also have a project management, a whole module of project management, since a lot of work these days are project based. So it's very important how to do that.
So
yeah,
it's very wide.
It's very wide. Yes.
Well, who are the lecturers then? Who are giving these lectures?
Pernilla is of course in the program. We also have many from Hanken, professors and lecturers from Hanken. We also have from the business experts. Yes, and business coaches also in the program.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes.
Well, like we heard in the previous video, both Marie and Mai really appreciated the internship and the experience of the matching you do. That is done to find a suitable participant and a suitable organization. So please share, how is this matching done, and how do you match the individuals with the program organizations?
Yes, this part is really important in the program, and we have a wide network with companies here in the region, and we contact companies that we think would benefit to take an intern from the program. We ask the companies that has shown an interest to be part of the program to list what kind of tasks they could offer the intern and what qualifications they are looking for. And then we look at the participant CV, and we have also got to know the participants at that stage, so it's easier for us to take a look and see who would go where, and but in the end it's the companies who then have the final decision, of course, because it's important that it's a good match. So we will send some suggestions, and then they hopefully will meet and have a discussion and yeah.
Take from there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, talking about the internship, what kind of organizations are taking part in the program? From which industries are they from?
It can be like public or it can be private. we have had here in Ostrobothnia, we have had companies here in Vaasa, of course, and also from Kokkola. Pietarsaari Jakobstad has provided previous years, and also Korsnäs has been. And at this stage, we don't know who will be participating, since we don't have still the participants, but we will start marketing and contacting the companies now in the end of the year. So let's see.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Well, what is expected of the participants in order to complete the program successfully?
Yes, we of course the motivation. It's very important that they are highly motivated to do this program and to do the internship, and usually they are. It has never been a problem, and so I think that's the main aspect, that open-minded and motivated.
Thank you, Åsa. Let's see those questions and comments you have sent to us in the chat next. I can see from my iPad that the questions, well, the chat is lively here, and thank you, Anna, for answering these questions here. I'm just going to go through and see if there are a few I can bring up. Well, Ashraf is asking here, I'm currently still studying for my degree at another higher education institution. Can I still apply for this program? And Anna has replied to that person that if they are a full-time student, the program is intended primarily for persons who are unemployed or at risk of unemployment and are registered as job seekers at the TE services. So be aware of that. Somebody has been living in Finland for 20 years, worked first for a Finnish company, so they have some kind of idea of Finnish work culture. And then after maternity leave as a micro-entrepreneur, I now look for new opportunities to work again in larger team in a company and wonder if this program would be for me. I struggle finding how I would fit again in a company and also feel I could strengthen some skill. I speak basic Finnish, but work language should be English. And well, the program language is of course English, so there is no need for Finnish or Swedish. What would you reply to this person?
I would reply that definitely she or he should apply for the program, because it is a good opportunity to get back in the working life. Also get more update your skills and get some more experience.
Fantastic. One person here is asking, they live in Ostrobothnia but not in Vaasa, and they are not sure if they can make it to Vaasa for the classes. We talked about that you have 15 days here. So is it possible to only attend online?
No, because we think it's so you get out of the to meet face to face, have the live classes and participate in a classroom. It's so much more valuable than to participate online.
Yes.
We will of course have 3 sessions online, but that's only 3. So I hope that if you not live in Vaasa, that you can somehow arrange to have the accommodation in Vaasa for this period of time.
Thank you. And thank you for your questions. I am so glad Anna and Pernilla have taken over the chat, and Åsa and I will also take over the chat in writing after this broadcast. So please keep on sending your questions and comments there, and you can always go back to the answers there, because the chat will be saved with this recording as well. Well, Åsa, I have one more last question to you, and that is about the applications. What do you want to see specifically in the applications?
Yes, of course I want the applicants to tell somehow about their motivation, about their experience. Do they have work experience? What kind of work experience? It doesn't need to be from Finland, it can also be from their home countries. So I think that's really important to clearly that it comes out in the applications.
So they should be able to write down
Yeah.
in writing that
Yes.
how motivated they are.
Yes, yes.
Well, that is a great
And
advice.
that also helps us because of course we start to think about the internship place also from the application. So it's really important to list down the experiences they have.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and for the interview. I hope
you.
Our viewers, judging by the chat, there have been a lot of viewers, so hopefully they have gained some valuable information to help them decide to apply to this program. So thank you. And let's take a look at some important dates next. The application deadline is December 4th. The interviews will be held at the TE office here in Vaasa on December 13th and 14th. The program starts next year. The program period is from January 16th to June 8th, and 15 participants are accepted to the program. You can apply through the application form found at Job Market Finland, and the link can also be found in the chat. And thank you for joining us today. Please leave us feedback either through the link in the chat or through the Give Feedback button, which can be found at the bottom of this web page you are watching this broadcast from. We greatly appreciate your feedback. But now let's hear from Marie and Mai one last time. Here they will share their best advice to applicants and why one should apply to the program. And on behalf of the TE Live team here in Ostrobothnia, I wish you a great day ahead of you.
My advice to the applicants would be to have some kind of career goals lined up. Oftentimes we are very narrow-minded in thinking that I only want a job in this particular field that I have studied. And as much as the program coordinators try to match the participants with a company, at the end of the day it's up to the company to decide whether they want to receive an intern or not. So having several or a couple of career goals lined up will help you or heighten your chance in finding internships.
So my best advice for the future applicant is to know about yourself first. What would you like to do in the future, or what is your aspirations? And from that also be open-minded and enjoy the business lead program, because don't just focus yourself that I need to get employed after the program and missing a lot of good part from the program, like networking with your friends and other international talents and also the employers. Because turn out, if you did internship in that position, it doesn't necessarily that you have to continue or get hired from that position. But if you enjoy giving yourself a chance to explore what you really want to do, then maybe it will turn out really good that you find something that really interesting to do every day. Yeah. I would recommend the Business Lead program for all the international talents in Vaasa or Ostrobothnia, because if you are looking for a fast track to integrating to Finnish working society, then this is just the right thing for you. Because participating in the program, you can have different kind of background. Doesn't necessarily be to be business background. You can be an engineer, or you can have technical background, whatever. But the business lead program is the program to provide you concrete tools, the business skills, relevant vocabulary that you can thrive in the local business environment.
I would recommend Business Lead program to others. And it doesn't matter whether we have just arrived for 6 months, like my case back in the days, whether you have graduated from a Finnish university, and regardless of your background, you should apply because it provides you an inside view of the Finnish working life. And this is what the program is all about, to give you an inside view of the Finnish working life or the Finnish working culture. And if you have already worked but lost your employment, then perhaps this will be your redemption. And you only lose if you don't apply. You have nothing else to lose. The rest, the program coordinator will do it. So don't hesitate, take the chance.